I found my grandpa's Lunar VHS tapes. Entry 1. I wasn't even supposed to be up there. The house already sold, the estate cleared by probate, the paperwork filed. I had a half tank of gas in my rental and a calendar reminder to return the key to the real estate agent by 3 p.m. But something didn't sit right. Something about how quiet the house was. No creaks, no settling, no hum from old appliances. My grandfather's home had gone unnaturally still, like it had been holding its breath since he died. I wish I had left it that way. The attic wasn't even on the floor plan. It took me 15 minutes to find the panel, tucked behind the linen closet shelf in the upstairs hallway. No ladder, just an old ceiling hatch and a dangling cord, which snapped off in my hand the second I tugged it. I had to climb a stepladder from the garage, balance on the top rung, and wedge my shoulder against the hatch until the swollen wood gave with a moan. The smell hit me instantly. Ugh. Coal, dust, camphor, dried insulation, and something chemical. Motor oil, maybe. It reminded me of my grandfather's garage. When I was a kid, he used to hand me socket wrenches like I knew what I was doing. His fingers were always stained with grease, even after he retired. The attic air didn't just smell old. It felt pressurized, like I was cracking a seal on something that hadn't been touched in decades. The floorboards groaned under my boots as I ducked beneath the sloped roof. My breath came out in the fog. It had to be below freezing up there, colder than outside somehow. I could see each breath dispersing in the beam of my flashlight like fog catching headlights. The insulation had fallen in places, exposing rafters like ribs. Most of the attic was cluttered with boxes, old coats, a typewriter, a stack of yellow Popular Mechanics. But in the far corner, beneath a ripped tarp, was something that didn't fit. A footlocker. World War II era. Steel latches, blackened corners, padlocked. I didn't plan to open it, not at first, but my fingers were already brushing the dials. The combination was only 3 numbers. Muscle memory took over. I spun. 1, 9, 6. I don't know why I chose it. Maybe I was thinking of the year of the moon landing. 1969. It messed up, but the lock clicked open on the 3rd try. Inside was a camcorder, not modern, not even 2000s consumer grade. This was a JVC GR C7, a compact VHC model, popular in the late 80s. I knew that because I used to fixate on family videos with the same model. Same brown plastic finish, same red record button flush against the grip. Next to it, nestled in foam padding, were 6 tapes, short ones, no labels. Only one had anything written on it. It in what looked like faded ballpoint pen along the edge of the clamshell. MD1, do not play, for mission control only. There were also my grandfather's dog tags, affixed to the first tape with yellowing electrical tape. One tag had his name, the other had his blood type, and a serial number I didn't recognize. Not military issue. The moment felt deliberate, like he set this up for someone to find, but not just anyone, not his lawyer, not some government rep. Me. I took the whole case downstairs. It was strange seeing against the modern kitchen's granite countertops. Like I had plucked something out of history and dropped it into the present. The VCR was still in the living room, a clunky Toshiba that used to drive me nuts as a kid because it took forever to rewind tapes. I dug through the AV drawer, found the RCA cables, and hooked the camcorder directly up to the flat screen. No signal. The battery was completely dead. But beneath the foam in the footlocker, I found a charger. Heavy, two-pronged plug. Miraculously, it worked. I waited. The red charging light came on. I don't know what I expected to find. Old family footage. Maybe something from one of the shuttle launches. My grandfather always said he worked adjacent to the space program, but never elaborated. I thought he meant logistics, power systems, supply chains, that kind of thing. I never once heard him mention NASA by name. I waited a few hours while the battery topped off, flipping through his bookshelf. And that's when I found the folder beyond the copy of Sky and Telescope. It wasn't thick, just a few pages folded into each other. Blueprints, maybe? One page had a faint NASA logo, ink blurred by time and moisture, stamped into the upper right corner. And a hand-scrawled title, LZ Echo, strictly off-world observation, destroy after review. There were no names, no official headers, just a schematic that looked like the layout of a lunar module, but different. Shorter legs, something about the geometry was off. I didn't understand any of it until I played the tape. Mission day 1. Playback begins. Static. Not digital dropout, but that analog snow. Granular waves of white and gray that shimmer like TV fuzz. For a few seconds, nothing happens. Then, cabin pressure holding. Seals verified. Module pitch stable at 27 degrees. Repeat. Mission timer reads 0246 and recording initiated on my mark. Mark. That voice, it was unmistakable. Raspy, lower than I remember, but definitely my grandfather. The camera was angled toward a narrow panel of controls. Switches, dial gauges, a blinking LED counter reading T plus 0246. I could see his reflection in a panel of plexiglass, just the side of his helmet. His faceplate was fogged. He was in a lunar module. I'm not an expert, but I recognized the design. The cramped space, the low headroom, the thick gloves moving in and out of frame as he operated the console. It looked real, but off. Not a replica, not a set. There were little things. The jitter of the camera reacting to vibration. The drift of something in 0G that floated past the frame in 3 minutes and 2 seconds. My heart was hammering. This is Commander L. Beginning surface approach. Manual control. Override telemetry. Repeat. Manual descent initialized. The camera shifted. I turned to face a small port window. For a few moments, nothing. Then, the moon. Or what I thought was the moon. The image was blurry at first, overexposed, pale gray with hard shadows, but unmistakable. A cratered surface, stark light. The descent module's shadows sliding beneath them like a spider crawling across ash. I pressed pause. I rewound it. I watched it again. No flags, no footprints, no landers, no signs of any Apollo site. Just a blank stretch of regolith and a soft rise in the distance that looked wrong. Like it bent the wrong way. Convex where it should have been concave. The camera lingered. My grandfather said nothing. I could hear his breath, mechanical and wet through the suit mic. Then, at exactly T plus 39 minutes and 44 seconds, just before the tape cuts out, the sky flared. Not the sun, not solar reflection. A movement. No, a figure crossed the horizon. It was fast, almost imperceptible, but I rewound and watched it frame by frame. The silhouette was angular, impossibly tall, its proportions distorted like a shadow cast through water. 2 limbs, a third, maybe, curling beneath it. It moved with a purpose, cresting the rise before ducking out of frame. I thought it was a trick of light, but as I was watching, something else happened. The lights in my kitchen flickered, only for a second, but the microwave reset, the fridge compressor kicked off, and my phone, which had been sitting on the charger, buzzed and powered off completely. Dead battery. It had been at 94%. And that's when I realized I hadn't heard the heater running since I came down from the attic. The whole house was quiet, still, like it had been the moment I opened the hatch. I digitized the tape, converted it to audio, to wave. Someone on a Discord server I moderate ran it through Audacity and noticed a strange pulse in the waveform, a kind of tick every 2.1 seconds. We thought it was telemetry. Then someone posted a spectrogram. It looked like a pattern. We don't know what it says yet, but it's there. I haven't played the other tapes yet. I don't know if I should. But I'm uploading the first one now. The file's large, 1.6 gigs, even compressed, and my laptop fan has been spinning like crazy ever since I started rendering it. I can't be the only one who's seen this. If I am, maybe that's the point. At T, 39 minutes and 44 seconds, something crossed the sky in the footage. There's something wrong with the moon in this video. And I think I saw him. And now maybe it sees me too. If this post disappears, don't assume I deleted it. I'm posting it from my backup device now. I'll update soon. Or try. Please keep your eyes on the sky tonight. Just, if you see something that doesn't belong, don't stare. It's like it stares back.